Hello.
Eric, looking at Carolina for Sunday, how different is that offense? Just the dynamics of it when McCaffrey's in there versus when he's not.
Yeah, obviously, they like to use him in the pass game as well. Just his route running ability, receiving just his yards after his catch and stuff like that. But his just different style of runner as well when he gets the ball in his hands from the backfield as well.
And how they use him and just kind of move him around is that stress defenses too, just making sure you always know where
Yeah, exactly. You just got to know where he's at. There's obviously a few players from each team where you kind of have to focus in on, and obviously he's one of them.
I was just going to say, how similar or different are they with Sam Darnold as opposed to what they were doing with Teddy last year when he played?
I guess they're pretty similar. I don't want to say they're similar, but some of the schemes and stuff like that, run the runs and things like that are similar, but obviously two different quarterbacks, two different styles of play between them two. So, I'm excited for the challenge.
It seems like you guys are, as a defense, gelling. And Patrick mentioned and Mackenzie mentioned yesterday that really that secondary hadn't played together a whole heck of a lot. And really the defense didn't play together in preseason a whole heck of a lot. So I'm wondering if this is about what you expected, that you would get better each week.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you're just gonna see so much stuff throughout the course of the beginning of the season that you really can't plan for. You really can't practice in a sense. So it's like about knowing what can beat you, knowing the strengths and the weaknesses of your defense. You know what I mean, when you're playing them, and then just kind of like knowing, studying your opponent as well, how they're going to attack you in those kind of defenses.
We had a couple different safeties here paired with Harrison. Just wondering what's made Xavier able to step in so well, and what has he brought to the unit?
He's a very smart player, very smart guy as far as knowing what he's got to do immediately, and being vocal about it too. So he lets you know what he thinks as far as what we should be playing, and when you get that clear communication, it's easy to play with someone whether you're right or wrong.
Eric, you've heard about this for so many years now, playing with Anthony. But for you personally, was it just a kind of an ease, comfort factor? Obviously, when he's back in there playing with you, but is it hard to put into words just kind of how you guys communicate without even speaking, and what that was like to have that back?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we were we obviously went to college together. We were in the same coaching staff, and just through the beginning of the NFL, so we kind of just do things very similar as far as how we think, and what kind of checks we make first, and I feel like it's just nice for sure.
Yeah, you've been around for a while. What do you think a win Sunday would do, getting to 500 at the bye, given the ups and downs of the season so far?
Shoot, that's all I'm trying to do is just win this next game. You know what I mean? That's all we can do at the moment. You can't really dwell on what happened in the past, but it would be really nice, and just. I guess the bye week is next week too, so I'm not really worried about that until it gets here. So,
what has it been like? Not really, knowing what Everson looked like, comes in on a tryout just a couple weeks before the season, and then to see him, kind of produce like the Everson of old these last few weeks.
Yeah, Everson's going Everson. Sack Daddy. So that's what's up.
Is he still kind of boisterous and loquacious, or is he any more? He's older now, and is he any different?
I mean, I feel like, since I've been with him since the beginning, I feel like his game has matured for sure. Mine as well, for damn sure. But I think a little bit, that makes him such a special guy, special player, special person in the locker room is because he is that same guy. He is 100% real.
In game on the field, would you say he's probably the most vocal, loudest guy on the defense?
I don't know. I feel like it's always about the situation. So, I mean, I don't think he has to communicate too much at times, but when he's excited, he's excited. When we're doing what we got to do, it's always fun.
You and him have something in common, which is that you sort of have an endless motor, right? Like, where does that come from? Like, not everybody has that.
I don't know. Genetics a little bit. Runs in the family, I guess, for me.
you talk about having your game mature, right? But you also want to kind of keep that raw quality too, right? How do you do that balance?
It is a balance, you know what I mean? You got to trust your instincts as well, but you also, like the game of football, at this level, it gets so serious so often. And I mean, obviously it's our job, we're trying to go out there and win games every Sunday. But in the same breath, it is a game, you know what I mean? You got to kind of treat it like that for the enjoyment purposes and, to keep it fresh, we out here, I've been playing football since I was in 6th grade. So, I got to have that same passion, that same energy every time I come to the building.
Eric Kirk was mic'd up on Sunday, and obviously whenever that happens, it kind of gives fans a different view of someone's personality and what they're talking about. And there was this whole thing where he was having a conversation about Nick Cage movies, and he was like, and we talked to him yesterday, and he said that he and Harrison were giving Tyler Conklin a hard time about the movies he has and hasn't seen. Have you been privy to any of those conversations in the locker room, and what's your thought on Kirk's affinity for Nick Cage?
No, I'm actually with Conklin this one. I actually heard it in the locker room, and they were kind of going over a few. You talking about Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah.
I've seen Gone in 60 Seconds. You know what I mean? I've seen probably some other movies, but they kept rattling them off. And some guys are movie buffs. Like me, I was on Conk's side on that one. I was like, I've never seen that.